Bonjour everyone, welcome to another home tour video. I am taking you to the Beaujolais wine region, the region of the pierres dorées, the golden stones. And it's called like this because the stone of this region is a beautiful golden yellow with pink hues. It's in the center of a small village in this region that we find Le Chateau du Bost. The origins of the chateau date back to the 15th century. In the 19th century, the new owners restored and extended the chateau. Unfortunately, a fire destroyed the chateau in 1895, after which it was rebuilt, albeit a little smaller than the original chateau must have been. Here is a picture of what it looked like before the fire, and below is an old picture of the chateau as we still find it today. In 2021, Victoria and her husband bought this chateau to turn it into a large holiday home. Although some of the finishes of the building works haven't been entirely completed, there is already so much beauty to admire in Le Chateau du Bost. Through the gorgeous entryway, we enter a large salon. This used to be two separate spaces, but Victoria and her husband decided to turn it into one large space. Because they mostly welcome big families here, they wanted to create several seating areas so that everyone can find a comfortable place to sit. And it also stimulates conversations in smaller groups or one-on-ones, which I think is a great idea when you want to catch up with family members that you don't see every day. This beautiful fireplace is made of the local stones, the pierres dorées, and you will see that Victoria has sourced many beautiful brocante items to decorate the different spaces. We're walking back through the salon to discover the other spaces on the ground floor of the chateau. beginning with the playroom that's right next to the salon. I love how they've left the wood bare here and put cushions and pillows on the floor, making this a very cozy and inviting space to play for the kids that come stay at the chateau. And a big holiday home wouldn't be complete without a proper dining room. And like in the salon, this space also has that beautiful oak herringbone floor that they sanded and gave a new finish. I think the chateau's interior doesn't feel heavy and like there's too much going on or it's too classic. It's more modern and some might say they don't like it, but I think it's light and airy and it still has a very chateau-worthy vibe to it. Victoria and her husband wanted to keep all the original hardware on the windows, and so they carefully took them off and reinstalled them on the new windows that were created for this dining room. The chateau has many original features that were preserved. All the hardware on the doors and windows is original. The fireplaces are all still the original ones with their gorgeous details. And all the wood paneling as well, I think has beautiful craftsmanship. Their carpenter had to build some of the paneling after they decided to change the layout of the salon, and he made exact replicas of the originals. From the dining room, we enter the kitchen. This is now a large and welcoming space, but you have to imagine that back in the day, this was a space that only the servants used. So it was a very functional space, and it was cut up in 2 or 3 different small spaces that would be very illogical for how we use kitchens nowadays. Victoria wanted this kitchen to be a space where people gather, where they come in for a coffee or have an apéro, a quick breakfast or a bite, and so they built a professional kitchen in the adjacent space so they could make sure that this kitchen kept that homey feel and would be an inviting space to come and spend time together. Because the kitchen was divided into few smaller spaces originally, all the floors were different. But fortunately, Victoria and her husband were able to salvage most of the tiles in these spaces and in other spaces of the chateau, and they also found some of the original tiles still in the basement, so they were able to make a beautiful mix and match floor, but still using all original tiles. Right next to the kitchen is the entrance and stairs that were used by the chateau's personnel. This is also why these stairs lead all the way up to the second floor, whereas the big stairway in the entryway only leads to the first floor. We are now taking the big stairs to explore the first floor, where the family's bedrooms would have been. Today it has 5 spacious bedrooms, each with their own bathroom, that Victoria has decorated each in their very unique style. You can tell from the luxurious details that these were the family's rooms. There is oak herringbone floor all throughout the spaces, many marble or stone fireplaces in every room, high ceilings, large windows, and beautiful wood paneling everywhere. You will see the difference with the second floor as we visit that later. We're taking the personnel stairs now to the second floor. This is where the staff used to sleep, and you can tell that many things are different on this floor. Victoria and her husband left the original terre cuite tomate tiles, and they wanted the decoration of the rooms on this floor to feel more like a French campagne, more relaxed and a simple style. You will notice this floor doesn't have fireplaces everywhere. The ceilings are lower, the windows are much smaller, and there's just very simple or no wood details. Each bedroom on this floor has its own bathroom as well, and Victoria and her husband used concrete and a béton ciré finish for the bathrooms. They made this sink, for example, out of concrete using a mold, and then finished it with a béton ciré finish. They also had their builders build custom wardrobes in some of the rooms, and used old windows from the chateau for the doors. Here you can see that the hallway leading to all the different rooms is a lot less wide and high than on the first floor. And although the rooms here are smaller and simpler, there is one room that is spacious and a little more luxurious. This was originally the bedroom of la gouvernante, the woman who was managing all the chateau personnel back then. Before I take you to discover the winemaker's home, Victoria wants to show me the second pediment that was on the original chateau, but that was too damaged during the fire to be put back when the chateau was rebuilt. Instead, it was put up here in the attic so the chateau's history wouldn't be lost. Victoria is now taking me to the underground passage, to the winemaker's home that is on the property as well. These were the caves used by the winemaker, and they lead to a large building opposite the chateau that Victoria and her husband are now using to do restoration works on doors and other elements of the chateau and as storage. They decided to create 2 more bedrooms and a small living room in this winemaker's home, so that they can welcome a total of 21 people. They have put their heart and soul into this project since 2021, slowly bringing life back to this chateau and restoring it in all its glory, so that children can play in the chateau's park again, families can gather around the fire, and new memories can be made in Le Château du Bost in the Beaujolais. Thank you so much, Victoria, for showing us around, and if you'd like to learn more about this chateau, you can find a link to the website in the description box below this video. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to subscribe if you'd like to see more home tour videos.